placement season, the group discussion round can be really confusing, especially because your performance depends on the group's performance. So how do you do well? Today's video, I'm going to be sharing some of my strategies. Hi guys, welcome back to Insider Gyan. मेरा नाम सोमी है. I'm an IIT Delhi and ISB Hyderabad grad, and for the last 8 years I've been working in management consulting and banking. इस channel पे through my experiences as well as my network, I bring to you some insider knowledge and gyan regarding college and career decisions. So if that's something that interests you, please subscribe to the channel. So let's start with why do companies do group discussion? And the number one reason is because they want to eliminate candidates. Because the company cannot practically interview 50 people. Since it's an elimination round, you should aim to be in the top, say, 20% of the people. You should never aim to be the best because that's just added pressure on you. Second reason why companies do group discussion is to check how good you are at communicating, how well you can articulate your thoughts and put them forward assertively but without being very aggressive. Thirdly, they want to check your thought process. So when you're putting an argument forward, are you just stating it as your opinion, or are you also bringing in some information and facts along with it, analyzing that information and then coming to that argument? Fourthly, and this is very important, is testing your leadership and team building skills. Do you have it in you to initiate a conversation? Can you keep the team together? Especially when someone is dominating or getting very aggressive, can you calm them down and steer the entire group back on track? Fifth thing is to test your subject knowledge or your technical knowledge. Now, a lot of companies these days don't really test your subject or technical knowledge through group discussion क्योंकि उसके लिए one-on-one interviews होता ही है बाद में. Which is why the kind of topics that they would give you for a group discussion are mostly things like current affairs. Sometimes it can be really random topics like orange is blue. And sometimes it can also be a case. Next, let's talk about how to prepare for GD. And really, there is just only one answer to this question. You need to prepare, practice. Get a bunch of your friends, make a list of topics, and then just prepare with your group discussion friends. Second thing to prepare is, of course, be aware of whatever is happening around you in the world. न्यूज़पेपर्स पढ़ो, अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ डिस्कशन करो करंट अफेयर्स पे, and that's it. That's how you prepare for a GD. In the next section, let me talk about a few do's and don'ts in a group discussion setting, and then I'll give you some strategies that you can follow. Firstly, and this is probably self-evident, that don't be a silent observer. Participate. If you know nothing, absolutely nothing about the topic, try to build on other people's point of views, and worst case, just focus on mediating and facilitating the entire conversation. Secondly, don't be aggressive. Don't be dominating, let others speak. Also, when someone else is speaking, try to listen rather than interrupt them. Thirdly, always pay focus on what others are saying. Because firstly, then you can use that to build your arguments on what the previous person has said. And towards the end, if you are summarizing the entire group discussion, you need to know, right, what others spoke. So listening is as important as talking. Fourthly, if you don't agree with what someone else is saying, don't be argumentative. Rather than that, try to explain why you don't agree to that person with reasoning and information and actual facts and data. You can say something like, while I think you make some really good points, I think another way to look at it could be, and then you start stating your reasons why you don't agree to it. Next, always take a copy or some empty sheets and a pen. because it's always a good idea to take notes if possible. I don't know about you, but when I am under a lot of pressure, I always forget stuff. So I like to write things down. It's helpful, for instance, in gathering my own thoughts, and most importantly, if you are summarizing towards the end, you can refer back to all the points. Next point, and this is very important, is whenever you open your mouth, say something sensible. Basically, quality over quantity. If you make like 3 or 4 really good points, then trust me, that is way better than just talking nonsense throughout the interview. Lastly, it's very, very important that you stay engaged throughout the GD. A lot of times, what happens is people think that, "Acha, maine to ab bol diya, ab now I can relax for the next 2 minutes." That's never a good strategy, because then you will not know overall what direction your group discussion is going towards. Also remember that people are seeing you, so nod your head and just visibly make eye contact and stay engaged. Now, last section of the video, I want to give you 5 strategies which I usually use during the group discussion. Strategy number 1, be the initiator of the discussion. Now, there are conflicting views on if this is a good strategy or a bad strategy, because a lot of people say that you will get really good brownie points on leadership if you initiate the discussion. But I think you should also keep in mind that if it is a topic that you know nothing about, then maybe you don't want to really initiate the discussion, because it's a risky strategy. सबसे पहला बंदा जो मुंह खोलेगा, पूरा ग्रुप का प्लस मॉडरेटर का अटेंशन उसी पे रहेगा. If you don't talk sense, then it will really be held against you. So, when you are initiating the discussion, it's a myth that you have to repeat what the topic is. Rather, you need to break down the topic into smaller parts. Then maybe you can think of making an agenda. For instance, you can say that, okay, so today's topic of discussion is XYZ. I think during the next 20 minutes, these are some of the topics that we should discuss on. Topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, topic 4. That is a good way to sort of set the stage and also make sure that the entire group is going to stay within those 4 or 5 topics, and it's going to move in one specific direction rather than like going everywhere. The second strategy is to be the team builder. So this guy or girl is the one who keeps the team intact, makes sure that everyone is participating, and just in case the discussion becomes very chaotic or very heated, he or she mediates and brings back everyone to the topic, calms everyone down. And as is evident, this is going to get you some really good team building points. The third role is to become the value adder. This person is the one who brings out all the meaningful arguments. As you can imagine, that can happen only if you have a very strong knowledge about the subject. So pick up this strategy when the topic is something that you are really familiar with. And that goes a long way to show your subject knowledge as well as communications. The fourth strategy is the role of an analyzer. Now, this is that person who has some sort of familiarity with the topic, but he's not an expert. But he has really good problem solving and analytical skills, and he is really good at taking what others are saying, sort of breaking it down into pieces so that the difficult concepts get more digestible for everyone in the group. And this person also tries to add on top of what people are saying rather than bringing out new points. This strategy will depict the clarity in your thought process. The last strategy is to be the summarizer. So while summarizing, something that you should always note is that you are taking everyone's point of views and synthesizing it a little bit and then presenting it back to the moderator rather than just talking about your own opinion. This strategy tells a lot about your team building as well as listening skills. Or you should definitely not focus on using all the 5 strategies during one specific group discussion, but maybe pick 3 of them. Also, remember to use all your practice group discussion sessions to identify what your strengths and development areas are. उससे तुम्हें काफी help मिल जाएगी in picking out the strategies which you really want to focus on. So yeah, that's all I had to share on this topic. Hope you guys found it useful. If you did, hit the like button. अगर कोई भी question है तो comments में मुझे बताओ. And अगर subscribe नहीं किया है तो please subscribe कर देना. With that, I'm going to see you in the next video. Till then, keep preparing. Bye.